Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm trying to catch up on some of the stuff that I meant to get done earlier in the week, but work got really busy. So we're probably going to get, I normally do anywhere from 2 to 3 reactions on both the weekend days. This time, I might even try to get, 3 or maybe even 4 Saturday and Sunday. We'll see. But this is SF9, Love Comes Slowly. We reacted to this about a week ago or so over on the main reaction channel, so if that's something that interests you, you want to see just the reaction, check that out over on the main page. This one, I will talk more about my interpretation of lyrics, and I don't recall that there was much to talk about in the video itself, but these videos on this channel is where I would do that if I see anything that I want to point out. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. All right, so we got our 6 mics lined up. I'm assuming these are all members hanging on the wall with different news clips and such, but I don't know. 사랑은 언제나 불꽃인 줄 알았어. 온몸을 집어삼키는 감정이라고 믿었어. 처음에 사랑이 의미 없다 했어. At first I was lost, now I'm found. You keep me safe and sound. Yeah. 서로 일상이 되어가 자연스레 한 걸음 한 걸음 천천히. Sometimes the love comes slowly. I love that. I love how they I don't know if I don't recall if each member is going to do it, but I know obviously here he's doing it, how he will like start in his like upper chest voice, and then he'll like go into this head voice, that falsetto, and then come right back and then give it to us again. Like he's got really nice breath control here. So there are a few of them do it. I love the rhythm with this one too, but it's just a really beautiful ballad here, a little pop ballad. So, verse 1, I thought love was a spark, an emotion that consumes me. At first, I said it couldn't be love. So, of course, there's this idea that love is this, fiery passion, this thing that gets set off, like he said, with a spark, an ignition, and then it's like this all-consuming thing. But, and because it wasn't like that, he thought, well, this surely couldn't be love. But love is a choice. Love is a verb. Love is an action. Love is a thing that you do, a choice you make in every situation with your partner or your friend, like whatever type of love we're talking about, you show love. It's not a feeling, even though we mistake it as a feeling and we label it a feeling. Love is, in its truest essence, an action. And so the idea that love would be a spark is already kind of different. Right? The spark would be the infatuation, but love is the commitment to cherishing that person in whatever capacity that this relationship is talking about, whether it's romantic, friend, in this case, fan. Now, I actually think this song can be both fan and romantic, as we see a lot in K-pop. But I know this song is to the fans specifically because it's part of their 10th anniversary fan album, and the whole album is like full of fan appreciation type of ballad songs as far as I know. But yeah, anyway. Pre-chorus, at first I was lost, now found. You keep me safe and sound. Yeah, seeping into each other's daily lives, one step and another slowly. So, I'm not sure if this... at first I was lost, now found, if that's just a cliche. Usually these are written with intent, so I doubt that it was cliche. But the idea of being lost now found maybe could be talking about like they had a dream, maybe didn't know how to reach it. Regardless of whether you're taking it romantically or towards the fans, but you keep me safe and sound, meaning he found his shelter in the storm, his anchor. So if it's the fans, you know, he found someone to lift him up and support him. If it's a romantic partner, he found someone who would cherish him. Seeping into each other's daily lives. So the seeping, that word indicates very slowly. If you have, let's say, rain, and it falls down and you're trying to, you know, wet the soil underneath the grass, right? So the water falls, sure, and it's at the surface level, but it seeps into the ground. It like slowly creeps throughout the, you know, the pores in the soil, finds its way to the roots of the plants. So if something is seeping in, it's slowly moving in. So and they emphasize that in the next line, one step and another slowly. So this wasn't something that ignited, you know, with that spark. It was something that gradually happened, one little intentional step at a time. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be intentional, like in the sense that you planned it, just intentional in the sense that you were there every step of the way, and that connection formed deeper and deeper. And that's what this is, right? We're not talking about this explosive passion. We're talking about this connection, this deep, lasting bond. And that's why I'm even more confident that this is a fan song, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure they even said it was, so that part doesn't really need interpretation. But again, you could take it either way. The chorus, sometimes the love comes slowly, nothing but you I'm wanting, calmly falling deep into my heart. So that kind of goes back to that seeping line. One drop and then another, little by little. Again, that goes back to my rainwater analogy, which I didn't even realize we were going to be using water. And then he says seeping in again. Seeping in, you know what? You became something to me. So you became somebody that I cherished. That's very important. This wasn't something, again, it wasn't explosive. It was something that gradually happened. Will you stay by my side always? Because I know that love comes slowly. This last line, I feel like, is them essentially thanking the fans and cherishing that bond, because they know it comes slowly. It comes with, you know, step after step, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes years of, you know, consistent effort, and being together and forming that bond. So, you know, I know that love comes slowly is like acknowledging that this bond took time to construct and to strengthen. And that if it were to be broken, you know, by himself, it would be very difficult to rebuild because it would take even more time. So I feel like that line speaks to acknowledging how not fragile the bond is, but how important it is to cherish the time it took to build it, and wanting it to last forever. You know, will you stay by my side forever? All right, so let's get verse 2. Also, as I'm thinking, I know that, like I said, this is primarily a fan song, and I said you could take it romantically. In some ways, you could even take this as the brotherly love that they have for each other. Nice flow here. I love how he's riding the wave of this delivery. Like, his tone is soft, and you can, if you envision his words as a physical object, it almost feels like they're light and like bouncing on top of the notes. I want to back up and just appreciate that for a second. See how I like that quick bounce? Yes, you are, my friend. Okay. This is gorgeous. So verse 2, learning about you little by little, you seep into my day. They love the word seep in this song. Like, this is what, the third time they've used it already? I can feel it without words, your heart drifting to me. So those little actions, those little choices, those little moments of connection are bringing us closer day by day. No more, sorry. No more anxiety. Now I'm by your side. Love doesn't have to rush. Sometimes it just falls down. So yeah, like it doesn't just have to, move quickly. Sometimes, like they said, it just falls down, kind of like the rain slowly falling. Or maybe you could even consider it like snow, because snow would typically fall a bit slower than rain. So that might be a more appropriate analogy in this case. Then the pre-chorus is a little bit different. First I was lost, now found, you keep me safe and sound. That part's the same. But then you saw him do the choreo. I mean, not really choreo. It's more of like an offhanded movement. But, he pointed at his wrist like he was checking a watch or whatever. The next line says, it's going to take some time, one step and another slowly. So, again, this reinforcing the idea that it takes time to build such a strong connection. And then we're going to get that beautiful chorus again. Love that harmony. Get that little foiled up here. Woo! Lovely harmony there. Always, 'cause I know that love comes slowly. This shot right here is actually interesting too, because like it's almost like they disappear. They had mentioned like they're here side by side forever, but then they kind of disappear. I don't know that there's anything deliberately intentional about that, but then again, stuff like that is usually not unintentional. There's always a purpose. Like it didn't show them walk off. It just showed them gone. But the outro was, I hope our love lasts forever. I pray and picture it again and again. May our love last forever always, because I know that love comes slowly. Again, referencing that it takes time to build that connection. They're appreciative of it. They hope it lasts forever. But again, solidly a fan song, but if you wanted to take this as a romantic ballad, you absolutely could. In most K-pop cases, that is the truth is that a love song can be taken both ways, and generally they're more supposed to be to the fans, but they're deliberately ambiguous sometimes so that you could envision them as romantic songs. But yeah, I know that one of you on the reaction video commented that we're losing another member to go to the military, like right after we just had a member come back. So that's gonna be interesting. This group is so talented. I mentioned this in the reaction video, but or at least I think I did. SF9 is one of my favorite boy groups, and I don't know why, like when people ask me, hey, what are your favorite boy groups? They almost always slip my mind and I forget to mention them. I don't know why though, because I love pretty much everything I've heard from them. They're, for me, they're a group similar to N hyphen in that way. Not because they sound the same or anything like that, but because they're both groups that I really enjoy and like their discography, but I always, for whatever reason, forget to mention them in my list of top favorites. So I gotta try and make a conscious effort to remember them. You guys can't see it here. I'll put it up on the big camera here just a second. Right back here is a signed poster from SF9 from the concert I went to a little bit, like 5 months ago, maybe, here in LA. So that was a lot of fun. But let me know what you guys thought of this one. I would still like to get a copy of this album, but I heard that the only physical copies have like the little mini CDs, which are about damn useless. Not a single person in the history of ever wants those. But, you know, whatever. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at every company that makes those. Like, why would... Never mind. Anyway, we're going to move on. But, yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this song. And if you've heard the album, let me know what you thought of that as well. And also, if you have some sort of different interpretation here, feel free to talk about it in the comments. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications. And if you want to get a request on here on the channel, there are two ways to do that. You can either become a gray tier or higher Patreon subscriber. Shout out to all those folks who have done that. Thank you guys so much for your support. Gray tier and above get access to all the content that's over there in addition to their monthly requests. There's free content. Also, of course, the paid content that the subs get access to. There's survival shows. There's Patreon requests. For also, one other quick thing that I rarely mention, but it is, still important, is if you're interested in this style of reaction, but you don't care about K-pop necessarily, you still want to get a reaction done, I'll react to anything over on Patreon, but obviously the K-pop and K-adjacent stuff makes the YouTube channel. But anyway, if you're not interested in any of the Patreon benefits, the second way is to check the description below. There's a link to PayPal and instructions on how to use it. So feel free to take a look, and I will see you guys for the next video. Take care, everyone.